Alright, my name is Jamil. I'm here with David Mowa, and we got an interview right now. So first off, this is the last weekend before students are accepting their university admissions. So David, do you want to give any advice to them?
Yeah, basically, since it's the last week of students being in high school and, going into university, etc., and, starting their life in a very, difficult manner, because of the fact is that universities, just toughen up in education in the sense that the standards of learning and studying increases tremendously, not compared to high school level. So you then basically just, lose all your time, but it just allows you to truly, get one step closer to where you're supposed to be in life, and that's, making a quite good amount of salary and taking care of your family, etc. But in saying all this, universities really do, in fact, teach you and help you certain criteria in order for you to, go out and get a job. But that's all it does. It never actually, allows you to get the true divine connection which we all need, and which can allow us to, get into greater heights in our life and truly get the connection we need from the Almighty God, and allow us to just live righteously and live with loving hearts and ones who, love thy neighbor and continue to love and cherish their own family. Because, money doesn't buy happiness, right? You just have to truly find happiness inside of oneself, and to do that you have to, get your connection from God and the divine, and just continue to hold that connection as long as you can as possible, because it will truly allow you to embrace the happiness which life brings, because we do a lot of work in our life, to get to where we need to be, and that is a very important thing. Like, I'm not trying to tell anybody, not just go to university. I'm encouraging people to go to university as well, because it allows them to truly change their life, and it allows them to also, get into the system, and if they wish to change the system, they will, because this activist movement which I am protesting is not like what ordinary people such as me, such as my age, do on a random acquaintance, because the fact is that, this subject is so tremendous, so enormous, that only a few wise men are able to obtain this knowledge and spread it to the people who need it, because this knowledge allows you to truly outstand your age group and become a leader and guide your people, guide your individuals around you into a greater success in life, because that's what success is all about. It's about finding who you really are as an individual, and keep at it. True success is doing what you love on a continuous basis for the rest of your life. Even if it doesn't pay rent, you still do it. That's true success, because you have found your true happiness with the divine and what you're supposed to do on this earth. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So follow your astrological, findings and live the way the heavens told you to live, and you live a prosperous and happiest life. So that's all I can say on that subject, Jamil. But yeah, you can answer another one.
Okay, so you just want to give advice to students, like there's a lot of pressure from either family or friends to make their decisions. What do you say to them?
Can you repeat that for a second? Can you repeat that?
Okay, so a lot of students feel pressure from either family or friends to, make their decisions. So what do you have? Do you have any advice for the students?
Okay, well, basically, if you're being pressured by your parents, that just tells you, and it tells them as well, that you have been raised in a different generation. In our parents' generation, during wars and during, depression times, and during times where you weren't truly be able to be successful, especially the majority of immigrants which are found in Canada today, they were living in tremendous struggle and war and certain things going on in their countries, right? So they're very used to, if we do have a child, they must go to university, they must do good in school, they must get an education, and times has changed now, because the technology has increased, and it allowed individuals to truly become who they want to become, and truly get the spiritual connection which they need to find God in their life, and to allow the vision of God's third eye to come upon your life. And it truly does allow you to have sight to where you should be, and have ambition because the majority of people today in our society do not have ambition. They do not strive to be the best at what they do on this planet. They don't strive to be the all greatness and truly, follow the divine connection which they have and follow the divine will which God has set upon your life and what you should do on a day-to-day basis. And that's what it's about. So if your parents are pressuring you, what can you do about it? All you have to do is just understand that they're from a different generation and they feel different about the world than you do, because they grew in a different time, they grew in a different environment, they grew in different circumstances, etc. So when they came to Canada, or United States or whatever new country they came in, first world, they have got a dramatic change in their lifestyle, and that lifestyle still stays the same from their old country or their country of origin. So when they come to Canada or whatever country that they come to, they basically keep those values of going to school and trying to get a good education to change your life, etc. That has been ingrained in them. So they pressure you to the point where you tend to go, and it's a good thing, because it allows some people to just get discipline, because discipline is a very good attribute to have in this life. Because if you don't have any discipline, then you're just all over the place. You're completely wild. You don't know what to do. You just go everywhere. You just you're not stable. Your mind is not in any disarrangement, because that's what happens when you just go all over the place and don't know what you're doing. It's a mental disorder that people have. But what you could do, all you could do is just basically continue to strive forward and just let your parents push you, and we're hope for the best. Just remember, doesn't matter how much money you have on this earth, if you don't do what you love, you're still not going to be happy. You have to do what you love. Whatever you love on this earth, you have to do that, because that's where you get the true happiness, and money will also flow as well, and prosperity and happiness. But you have to do what you truly love, because that's the only way to get your true divine connection which you have with God, and do His will, and you truly will be happy. So it's a critical decision people gotta make today. But the way I look at it, the majority of people live under consensus reality. So whatever the consensus or whatever the collectiveness is thinking about, that's what they're gonna do. That's the decision they're gonna make. So it's a very controversy question for me to answer right now. But that's all I can say for you today, Jamil.
Okay. So in previous interviews, you also talked about the education system. So today, do you have any suggestions, or do you see what needs to change starting from elementary school?
Okay, to be honest, like I said, I already spoke about this subject, tremendously over the other segments which I had a couple months ago. But the education system, it hasn't really changed, and it's not going to change, because it's in the status, or it's in the form to be for a reason. The government doesn't want us to be educated, doesn't want us to see what's really out there and really study and educate our minds to the pinnacle reaches which we can go about and truly see what is there for us as a human race and as a people. Because what you can do is just honestly just use the education system and understand that it's not going to change. It's not going to change anytime soon, at least. You just have to use it and not let it use you, because it can destroy your life, but at the same time too, it can make your life a very pretty situation and a happy situation. So you just have to learn how to use it, because if you don't know how to use something, it's going to use you, and you're going to feel very miserable. You're going to feel very emotional and in such and a lot of anxiety, because it truly does build up and it overwhelms you in your life with all the stress that accumulates from all this monstrosity that you go through in your life. But it's just through poor critical decision making. You just have to truly critically sit there and think it out and understand what you want to do, what you truly want to do. Don't just choose something because your friend has chosen it, or because your friend is in university. You gotta be there as well, because it can scam you. It can play out to be of a bad ticket out, and keep you inside the kind of stress that you grow out to be. So once you begin to realize all that, then you honestly understand that this education system really can help you, but you have to allow it to help you, and to allow it to help you, you have to understand how the thing works, and then you could work with it. That is the key, working with it. If you work with the system and you understand how the system works, and the system, recognizes you, then you could use it, and you're working together. They're profiting from you, but you are also gaining from them through the things which you have learned about the system, to not get in trouble and to do all these other things that make you lose money. So in saying all that, allows you to win a lot, but truly it comes with individual, and you have to rise up and wake up and go into that individualistic mind where it just thinks on its own opinions and thinks on its own mind and what that person has studied and read, etc. Because as of today, me speaking about this David Mowa, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. People don't have minds anymore. They basically think of what everybody else is thinking of, because as Benjamin Franklin said, when everyone is thinking the same thing, no one is thinking at all. So you begin to have to understand that and realize that, I guess people, just don't want to wake up. They're just, happy in the state in which they are right now, and that's just in sleep mode. No one is really alive right now. Everyone is, in complete, mako jumbo, in the sense that, they're just in catastrophe and they don't know what to do. They can't see, they can't read, they can't write. They know nothing. They follow whatever's on television and entertainment, etc. And that's all they need to know. And that's all the masters wanted to know. That this movie came out and this is a good show, and people should be watching the basketball game right now, and etc. And listening to this music, etc. It's just a trend. It just it just picks you up. It's a train. That's what trains do. They pick up people, so they pick up you as well, and they trap you and hypnotize you into that spell, and you get totally attracted to that. That is the power of consumerism. There's many books written on it, on business and in law, of the power of consumerism. Type that in Google. It explains to you how these very powerful corporations just hook you in and trap you and allow you to be a lifetime consumer or a customer to their particular products which they sell. So this is a tremendous subject, but honestly, people have to let the education system not use them, because it's going to allow for a lot of unhappiness in their life. So that's all I can say for you today, Jamil, and the viewers.
Okay, so a little off topic. In previous interviews, you mentioned a lot of world issues, how world affected in many different ways. So, what do you have to say on this quote? Ignorance is bliss.
Honestly, ignorance is bliss. But at the end of the day, people have to understand that ignorance is something that you choose in this particular time, in this particular age, because of the fact is that knowledge is so much out there. It's so easy to get knowledge now. Back in the times which were the scholars and all the, profound people, Aristotle, Plato, Nietzsche, etc. The list goes on, Machiavelli, in their times, they didn't have no libraries and computers and internet and data devices and tablets and pocket PCs and all these different, extraordinary, technologies which we have in the 21st century. It allows a very great big difficulty of expertise to truly find this knowledge, and so it shows you honestly ignorance is bliss. People choose to be ignorant. They don't really just wake up one day and say I'm ignorant. No, they choose to be ignorant, because the wisdom is out there, the knowledge is out there. That's why in the Bible says, seek and you'll find, and if you do not knock, the door will not be open. And as even Jesus said, you have eyes but you don't see, you have ears but you don't hear, and you have a heart and you don't get the sense of it. So it shows you that a lot of people are just not seeing this great canvas which you have to step back and look at. I guess that a lot of people are truly grounded to this earth, because there is a particular part which is called the valley of the shadows of death, where people in this world enter that valley of complete distress, depression, anxiety, a way of alienated and just completely alone and away from the world, etc., shadowing itself from the world and being like a ghost type of individual. in society, that particular person is going through the valley of shadows of death, where that person gets the enormous amounts of temptation and all of these other things which try to manipulate that individual's mind and transforms that individual into the next road, which that individual shouldn't really be going down, because it leads down to a very painful path. So ignorance, it is totally bliss, and people have to begin to realize that and wake up, because what can they do? At the end of the day, individuals just don't want to wake up. And I always tell myself sometimes too, I just believe that your destiny is something you can never figure out. I feel that as if there's so many decisions in our life which we have to make up for. Like, how do we truly decide when am I going to do my homework, when am I going to shower, when am I going to eat, when am I going to brush my teeth, when am I going to go watch a movie, when am I going to go out with my friends? There's just so many decisions in life that shows us that we just all can't think about it and just say, I'm going to make this decision, I'm going to make this decision. No, I don't think we make decisions. I think that our life has a destination that someone has set for us that is at a higher level of intellect. It could be extraterrestrials, it could be God, and they're the ones who are guiding our lives. Because a perfect analogy for this is that if you are a military personnel and you are transferring to a military base for camp before you set off to the war, right? When you get off at that bus at the camp, when you arrive, right, and then you are an idiot and you rush to the captain and say, I want to go to Washington, I want to go protect the president, and then the captain would just take that guy, straight to the back of the bus, punch him in his face, bust up his lips, bust up his mouth, and be like, he'll tell him straight up, you don't make decisions over here. We are the authority. We author your life. Whatever we say, you do. You don't have no decision. And that's what I feel that the great divine spirit is doing with our lives. He truly calls upon some people, because at the end of the day, there's some individuals who God just chooses. Because as there's a saying, many are called, few are chosen. So people in this society and in this world can be chosen, and once they're chosen, they walk down the spiritual path that enables them to go a greater path and truly begin to investigate their true origins and their true way of life, and it just opens up a great excavation paradigm, which allows them to just continue to explore and to research and to begin to slowly obtain more knowledge about themselves, etc., and just keep on going forth and just growing and maturing in wisdom and knowledge and understanding, etc. And it just allows you to see the world for a whole different way of a point of view, and it's just a truly tremendous a canvas. Once you really step back and look at it, it's just a huge magnificent portrait which is designed carefully, but you have to begin to realize how the portrait and how the canvas is being designed, very skeptically and clear. So then, you could see it for what it truly is, but only a few and only a chosen can see it. And it's a very, epic journey that one must take, but, something has to give. And if you want to be ignorant, you'll be ignorant. If you don't, then, you'll seek for the truth. The truth will touch you one day. You'll wake up one day, and it's finding you. Just like it's in the movie The Matrix, when Neo woke up in the bed, he was like, "Wow, who's this person talking on the computer?" That's when the Matrix hit him, because he was seeking for the truth. And when you start seeking for the truth, that's when you begin to cross, and you meet at the crossroads, where you begin to just enter into the next realm, into the spiritual realm, where you connect with other individuals who are spiritual just as you, and you just begin to just be the force and the power on this earth through the light, man. Because there are extraterrestrial beings which are our gods, and they do recruit us, because this is a war, as the ancient people knew it. There has always been a war in the heavens between light and darkness, and it's a huge choice that you have to make. You have to make a choice between light and darkness, ignorance or wisdom, and that's all I can say.
Okay, so when making decisions, is the end result what is important, or do the means count? The means to the end.
Well, honestly, decision making is something that it's a very controversial topic to get into, because it does have a lot of factors which you have to really analyze and take in. The fact is, to be honest, decisions are something that it's very personal, and it's very egoistical, especially in the society which we live in today, in the sense that people don't really critically think about decisions. They don't really critically think about anything, as everything is practically prepared for them. All the knowledge is there, all the wisdom is there, everything is there, but they choose not to explore it. They choose not to seek. Seek and you'll find, sleep and you'll be blind. So begin to wake up and understand that, because it's a very powerful weapon which you can use, and that's the spiritual weapon which the divine enables for the chosen ones, for the ones who have been chosen to see this light and to see this vision which is here, and it has been here for as long as we can possibly think of. So decisions is something that you truly have to live for, and you have to just wake up and just critically think about what is best for you. But I'm not trying to say that everybody wakes up into this world and just automatically thinks. I'm not trying to say that. We all have our childhood and our teenage dumb things which we have done. We all have it. But all we could do is just take those things in and then just learn from it, and just allow us to grow and mature as a human being, and grow in wisdom and knowledge, etc., and just share more love and abundance of kind. So then you can begin to be fruitful and multiply and be around this great civilization which we call Earth, Mother Earth. But we have to get connected to Mother Earth again, and to do that we have to truly go outside and embrace nature and spend time in nature and connect ourselves with nature, because it will allow us to find who we really are and find where we need to go. Because as long as the humans have been existing, nature is what guided humans. It guided them to food, it guided them to ways to find different particular minerals and raw materials which they needed. It allowed them to just do a lot of findings and excavations and adventures, expeditions, etc. It's a huge subject here we're talking, but I'm not going to get too much into it and get too much into the meat, because it's just very tremendous once you really look at it. But it's a huge archive which you have to unfold and just go through chapter after chapter, book after book, lecture after lecture, podcast after podcast, and just keep on watching and just looking at the world very critically, and just stop watching television. Stop watching television. I'm telling you this right now, David Mowa, Pyramid Giza, stop watching television, because it basically gives out so much information, right? And it basically programs your mind to take in so much information that your mind cannot process that particular information. So it dumbs down your IQ, so it allows you to reducing your attention span and develop certain disorders such as ADHD, etc. I'm not trying to say don't watch TV at all. Watch a little bit of TV, but don't watch a lot of TV and get very addicted to it. And because it does destroy IQ, it does make you very unlearnable, and you don't want to be in school and learning whatever the teacher's telling you, etc., because you just can't think properly. So it's a huge thing we have here today, but only the wise one will continue to make wise decisions and really critically think about what they're doing before they do it. But all I gotta say for you personally is that when you do something wrong, you did something wrong, so just find a way to correct what you did wrong so you don't do it again, and then you will mature and grow into a different being which carries wisdom and knowledge and emits it to individuals all around him. So that's what I can say for decisions. And I don't know if you have any more questions, or we could leave it here.
I think we'll leave it here.
Okay, yeah. This is David Mowa, Pyramid Giza, Truth and Spiritual Ministries. Thank you, Jamil, for interviewing me today.
Alright, thanks for having me.
Alright, take care, everybody. Just continue to work hard, study, and just do what you truly love to do, man. Because this is Truth and Spiritual Ministry. It's where I bring all the knowledge and the wisdom and all the things which people need to, spiritually wake up and spiritually get the divine connection, which they can get their happiness from. Because as Jesus says, by their fruits you shall know them. So change your fruits, change your life, and begin to walk a light and walk a road which would allow you to have vision to where you need to be, and carry ambition and emit it off you to other individuals, and allow your community to grow and be a very astonished community in the future. So I continue to pray for everybody and allow people to wake up and go forth in whatever they're doing, and surpass struggle, and continue to have faith in the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and continue to love one another, because that's the only way for us to continue this road and get to a better place in our lives. So that's us all through Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Let's go, man.